Okay, so for this video series, you need a foam roller and a block. And what we're going to do is focus on those of us who are in an anterior tipped pelvis and work all 4 of the muscle areas that attach to that pelvis to balance them out. So we had been talking about the muscles that are affected if we are tipped into an anterior tip. So meaning that your pelvis is kind of diagonally forward like this, okay? So when that happens, our abdominals are weak and our quads are tight and our back muscles are tight, so they're pulling up, and our hamstrings are weak. So we're going to work all 4 of those muscles the way that they need to be worked. So 2 of them need to be stretched or lengthened, our back muscles and our quads, and 2 of them need to be strengthened, our abdominals and our hamstrings. So let's start, this will make a lot more sense after you do these. Let's start with lengthening some of the back muscles. So this will be really nice. So if you think about this, our low back is compressed when we're in that anterior tip, so it's going to feel really nice to add some space there through that low back. So I'm going to start laying on my back. Got my foam roller handy because we're going to use it pretty soon in this. And as I lay on my back, I want to take these muscles of the back into their lengthened position. And so to do that, I'm going to pull my knees into my chest. And then I'm just going to take a few breaths and bring my nose up towards the knees. So now I'm stretching all the way from the top of my forehead all the way down to my tailbone. And some people who are super tight in their back muscles, they won't even be able to get this chin down. It'll be up like this and they'll be really struggling. So see if you can get that chin down and have a little softness here. And then just bring it back down. To me, this feels fabulous. If you have a lot of back pain, if you feel a lot of compression there, this is something that you could benefit from doing daily. So tucking that chin, bringing it up to your chest, and lowering back down. See, I got a little jumpy there. I'm gonna do 2 more here. Lay it back down. Careful if you get dizzy during these things, just take your time. As a matter of fact, if you do get dizzy bringing your head up, the other option, and this is where the foam roller comes in, is bring your tail up. So take your foam roller first underneath your knees, then lift your hips up in the air, and then bring your knees back. So now you don't have to lift your head, your tailbone is lifted and curled, and again you're taking this back into its furthest lengthened position. So this is a really nice passive way to get those back muscles stretched out. I have a couple more ways to show you in other videos, but this is a great place to start. Okay, what are the other muscles that we need to lengthen? Do you remember? Yes, your quads. Okay, I'm not going to hit you with foam rolling right off the bat. Instead, I'm just going to teach you some quad stretches. So I'm going to lay on my belly now. And then I'm going to bring my knees and ankles together. And then while I'm here, I'm going to focus on this pelvic alignment. So I want to make sure I'm not too compressed in my low back. So I'm actually going to tip the other way. And then from here, I'm going to see if I can reach my ankle and pull on to that ankle to stretch my quad. Now, some of us aren't going to be able to do that so easily, and so you can grab a little resistance band and wrap it around your foot and use that to help you grab a hold of that ankle and stretch the quad. So deep breaths here. Again, a little tuck in the tail, so kind of tuck your tailbone down between your knees, and that will get you out of that low back and into your quad muscles. Now, if this isn't feeling like it's too intense for you, what you can do is bring your elbow down and push up, and boom, that gets a lot more intense. So we'll just hold this for a couple seconds, maybe releasing that ankle and then pulling it back in. Good. And then you'll want to, of course, go over and do the other side. So let's do that. I'm going to stay up here tip my pelvis. So again, you don't want to compress your low back in anymore. So tuck that tail between your knees as you pull your ankle up. It's like a tug of war, you'll feel it. If you pull this heel up, your back is going to want to compress, and so heel up, tailbone down. Yep, that's exactly it. Breath, 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 and release. Okay, great way that you can do that, yeah, is just also a passive way. So scooping your pelvis onto the mat, and then just doing some little kicks here, bringing that heel in towards your glute. If you're just laying on the floor, or if you're getting in bed in the evening, this is something you can just take about 30 seconds to do, and just bringing those heels up to your glutes will help you get into the quad stretch. Now, if you're feeling really good about it, you can also reach both feet, or both hands back, grab both feet, and again, tuck that pelvis and work on that quad stretch. That's a double leg quad stretch. Woo! All right. All right, so we lengthened the ones that we need lengthened. Now let's strengthen the ones that we need strengthened. So that would be hamstrings and abdominals. Okay, so I'm going to show you my favorite hamstring exercise now. Lay on my back. My head's going to be top of my head to you, but it's actually a good way for you to view it. All right, so my feet are going on the wall. And then without actually moving your feet, I want you to directionally pull. So I'm pulling my heels down the wall. Okay. I'm also going to put this yoga block between. So we're going to start off engaging your abdominals, scooping our pelvis into an imprint, squeezing the block, and pulling the heels down the wall. Again, this feels nice in the low back, so you can also consider this a low back stretch. Okay, so let's put all that together. I know there's a lot of pieces. 1, pull your belly button to your backbone. 2, tip your pelvis. 3, squeeze the block. 4, pull your heels down the wall and reach back here and see if you feel your hamstrings activate. We're going to hold it a 3 count and then release. Again, 1, belly button to your backbone. 2, tip your pelvis. 3, squeeze the block. 4, heels down the wall. Are you guys ready for a 5th? Here we go. 1, pull your belly button to your backbone. 2, tip your pelvis. Squeeze the block. It's number 3. 4, heels down the wall. And 5, lift your hips up in the air. And lower back down. Okay, I'm going to count them out one more time, and then we're going to do lots of reps. Okay, so abs in, pelvis scoop, knees squeeze, heels pull, tail lifts, hold it 3, come on, concentrate 2, 1, and release. And here we go again. Exhale up, all of those 5 things, inhale down. Exhale up, pull those heels down. Inhale down. We got 6 more. Exhale up. Inhale down. So much goodness going on here. Exhale up. Inhale down. Last 4. Exhale up. Inhale down. If you forgot the patterns, it's abs, scoop the pelvis, squeeze the block, pull the heels down, lift the glutes. We got 2 more. Abs, scoop, squeeze, lift, pull. And final 1. I absolutely love that exercise. It's changed my life. My hips feel so much better. Okay, last piece, which I usually start with, is the abdominal work. So you don't need anything for this. And I'm going to show you a couple ways to strengthen those lower abs. First is getting that belly button to your backbone engagement, so that TA is activating. Pull that belly down. And then we're gonna scoop your pelvis into the imprint. Ribs and hips are gonna squeeze together. So imagine you have little toothpicks here. Can you see that if I just barely drop my hips away, that more space is being created here? Whereas I want the squeeze right there. And that's not coming from my legs. You see the difference? My legs are fired up. It's only coming from my abdominals. Okay? So I'm holding those little toothpicks. Fingertips are at the bottom of my ribs, the top of my hips. And then I'm gonna bring my left leg up in the air. And then I'm gonna tap it back down. I know this looks easy. It is not easy. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Ribs and hips squeezing together the whole time. Good, let's get 2 more. I think doing the hamstrings first really helps with this. And final one. Good, taking it over to the right side. Well, first of all, let's release for a second. See how I come up like that? Okay, again, pull in. Ribs and hips draw together. Right leg goes up and then taps down. You might notice that your sides are very different. It's very true with me. Ribs and hips pull together. We're just keeping those hips from opening as you lower back down. It's subtle. I told one of my clients today, imagine there's a piece of Scotch tape from your ribs to your hips, and that when you put that foot down, you don't open up and that tape doesn't come off. You're going to keep it closed. I tried to do that as a video, but the tape didn't really cooperate very well. Didn't do what I wanted it to. Last one. Whew. Okay, hug those knees back into your chest. Another opportunity to stretch those back muscles. All right, and then we're gonna make this a little bit more intense. So now I pull my TA in, belly button to the backbone, scoop that imprint, and then we're gonna do it from up here. I'm gonna tap down right leg. And I'm still maintaining that imprint and spine, so my low back is sealed to the mat. My hips are tipped back this way. So hip bones push back to the mat as well. Last one here, and then over to the left side. So tapping that toe down and bringing it back up. You want to make sure your abs don't dome or pop here. I'm going to keep pulling them down. Good. I know it looks easy, but it's not. Keeping all that connection here is where it's all at. There you go. We got 3. Probably did more on this side. And 2. And 1. All right, hug those knees in. All right, that is a nice little series that, again, will balance out the tight quads, the weak hamstrings, the tight back muscles, the weak abdominals, and help you get more in a natural, neutral pelvic alignment. Keep at it.